Britney Spears arrested for DUI. What really happened that night? For decades, Britney Spears has lived under one of the brightest spotlights in the world. Every success, every struggle, every comeback has played out in public view. But on the night of March 4th, the pop icon once again found herself making headlines for something far more serious than music. Police in Ventura County arrested the Grammy-winning singer on suspicion of driving under the influence, a moment that immediately sent shockwaves through fans and media alike. Now, new details are emerging about what really happened that night, and what Britney said just hours after being released. The night of the arrest. According to police records obtained by E! News, the incident took place around 9 p.m. on March 4th in Ventura County, California. Authorities reportedly took Britney Spears into custody on suspicion of driving under the influence. The news spread quickly across entertainment media, sparking concern among fans who have watched the singer navigate a long and complicated personal journey over the past decade. But unlike some celebrity arrests that turn into long legal battles, this situation moved quickly. Britney was released the following morning, only hours after being detained. Even so, the headlines were already everywhere. Social media lit up with speculation, concern, and questions about what had really happened. And for a moment, the world waited for Britney herself to say something. A message to a close friend. While the singer has not yet publicly addressed the arrest, someone close to her says she reached out privately soon after being released. That person is Sean Phillips, Britney's former assistant who later became one of her most trusted friends. Phillips spoke about the situation during an appearance on Good Morning Britain on March 6th, revealing that Britney had texted him shortly after the incident. According to Phillips, the message was short but reassuring. She simply wrote, "I'm okay." Before sharing the message publicly, Phillips says he asked Britney for permission to talk about it. And once he had it, he wanted the world to understand something important about the woman he knows personally. "She's one of the strongest women I've ever met." During the interview, Sean Phillips defended the singer's character and pushed back against the idea that this moment defines her. He described Britney Spears as one of the strongest women he has ever known. Phillips explained that the Britney he knows is not reckless or harmful. In fact, he told the program that behavior like this is not typical of her character. He emphasized that people often forget the incredible pressure she has lived under for decades, from global fame to legal battles over her conservatorship. Despite all of that, he says Britney has remained resilient. And according to him, this situation is just another moment she will push through. Family stepping in. In the wake of the arrest, Britney's representatives also released a statement addressing the situation. The statement described the incident as inexcusable, while making it clear that Britney plans to take responsibility and comply fully with the law. More importantly, it suggested that those closest to her are stepping in to help. According to the statement, Britney's family and loved ones are now working on what they describe as an overdue plan to support her well-being moving forward. And that plan includes time with the people who matter most to her. Her two sons, Sean Preston Federline, now 20, and Jaden James Federline, now 19, are expected to spend time with their mother during this period. For Britney, that support from family may be one of the most important parts of moving forward. What happens next? For now, Britney Spears has remained silent publicly about the arrest. No social media posts. No interviews. No direct statement from the singer herself. But legally, the next step is already scheduled. Britney's next court date is set for May 4th, when the case will officially move forward. Until then, fans and media alike will be watching closely to see what comes next for one of the most famous pop stars in modern history. Britney Spears has spent most of her life in the spotlight, sometimes shining, sometimes struggling, but always under public scrutiny. This latest chapter is another reminder that even global icons face difficult moments. The real question now isn't just what happened that night in Ventura County. It's what happens next. And if history has shown us anything about Britney Spears, it's that her story is never finished. The pressure that never really left. For many fans, hearing Britney Spears' name in connection with another legal issue felt painfully familiar. Because the truth is, Britney's life has rarely been simple. For more than 2 decades, the singer has lived under an almost unimaginable level of scrutiny. From her meteoric rise in the late 1990s to the public struggles that dominated headlines in the late 2000s, her journey has often played out in front of the entire world. When Britney first burst onto the music scene in 1998 with Baby One More Time, she instantly became one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. Her albums sold tens of millions of copies. Her tours sold out arenas across the globe. But with that level of fame came relentless pressure. Paparazzi followed her everywhere. Every relationship, every mistake, every personal moment was dissected on television and across tabloids. And eventually, the pressure began to show. The mid-2000s became one of the most difficult periods in Britney's life. Public breakdowns, custody battles, and mental health struggles dominated headlines. It was during that time that the controversial conservatorship was placed over her life, a legal arrangement that controlled many of her personal and financial decisions for more than a decade. For years, Britney's fans fought to end that conservatorship, launching the now famous #Free Britney movement. In 2021, the world watched as the conservatorship was finally terminated. For many people, that moment symbolized freedom, the beginning of a new chapter in Britney Spears' life. But freedom doesn't automatically erase the scars left behind by years of public turmoil. And moments like this recent arrest remind fans that Britney's journey is still unfolding. Why fans are divided? Since news of the arrest broke, reactions from the public have been mixed. Some fans immediately rushed to defend Britney, arguing that everyone makes mistakes and that one incident shouldn't define her. Others express concern, wondering whether the singer may be struggling behind the scenes. On social media platforms, thousands of posts appeared within hours of the news becoming public. Some supporters pointed out that Britney has spent most of her life under pressure few people could understand. Others said they simply hope she gets whatever support she needs moving forward. And then there are those who believe the media continues to treat Britney differently than other celebrities. For years, critics have argued that Britney Spears became an easy target for tabloids and entertainment news outlets, a symbol of celebrity struggles that drew enormous attention and profit. Even now, decades into her career, every headline involving Britney still generates massive interest online. Which raises a bigger question. Is the world still watching Britney Spears as a person, or as a spectacle? The role of family. Another important element in this situation involves Britney's family, especially her two sons. As mentioned earlier, Sean Preston Federline and Jaden James Federline are expected to spend time with their mother during this period. Both young men are now adults, something that surprises many fans who remember them as children during Britney's most turbulent years. Over time, Britney's relationship with her sons has experienced ups and downs. Like many families navigating fame, legal battles, and public scrutiny, their dynamic has sometimes been complicated. But sources close to the singer say she remains deeply committed to rebuilding and maintaining those relationships. For Britney, spending time with her children could become one of the most grounding influences during this chapter of her life. Family support can often make the biggest difference when someone is navigating difficult moments. And according to her representatives, loved ones are actively working together to help Britney create a healthier path forward. What legal experts say could happen next? Legally speaking, a DUI charge can carry a range of possible consequences depending on the details of the case. While exact penalties vary by jurisdiction, they often include fines, mandatory education programs, probation, or temporary restrictions on driving privileges. However, because Britney was released quickly and has no confirmed public statement yet, many legal experts caution that the full details of the case are still unknown. The next key date in this situation is May 4th, when Britney is scheduled to appear in court. At that point, more information will likely become available about the exact charges and how the case may proceed. Until then, much of what the public sees will likely be speculation. And that's something Britney Spears knows all too well. Why this story still captures the world. Few celebrities in modern history have lived such a complicated relationship with fame as Britney Spears. For many people, she represents more than just a pop star. She represents a generation. Her music shaped the late 1990s and early 2000s. Songs like Baby One More Time, Toxic, and Oops I Did It Again became cultural landmarks that millions of fans still remember today. But alongside that success came a story filled with dramatic highs and deeply personal struggles. And that combination, fame, vulnerability, resilience, is part of why the world continues to watch Britney Spears so closely. People feel emotionally connected to her story. They want to see her succeed. They want to see her healthy. And perhaps most of all, they want to see her finally find peace. Final thoughts. For now, Britney Spears has not publicly addressed the DUI arrest. Her message to a close friend, "I'm okay," may be the only glimpse the public has into how she's feeling in this moment. But the coming weeks will likely bring more clarity as the legal process moves forward. The truth is, Britney Spears has survived countless storms throughout her life. From the pressures of global fame to years of legal battles, she has repeatedly faced moments that could have broken many people. Yet somehow, she continues to move forward. And that's why millions of fans around the world are hoping that this latest chapter becomes just another obstacle she eventually overcomes. Because if Britney Spears' story has taught us anything, it's that her journey is never simple. But it's never over either.
Thank you, my viewer. I hope you keep it here on my channel for more discoveries on all the celebrities' untold journeys. Like, comment, and subscribe on Hajararama channel. Thank you so much.